Assalamualaikum and good evening to Dr. Ani Mazlina Dewi and all my friends. I am Teacher Aimah Shiha and my group member, Teacher Anis, Teacher Rahman and Teacher Steve will represent about physical education versus sport. So, what comes in your mind when I say about the topic physical versus sport? It's all about sport? Or it's all about enjoyment during doing activities? Or it's about the fitness? Or it's a boring topic, teacher? Okay, before I explain more about physical education, let's watch the video first. Enjoy!
Jenis-jenis cikgu PJK di sekolah. Jom kita tengok.
Cikgu, tak ikut silibus buku.
Cikgu, saya nak main badminton. Cikgu, saya nak main bola jaring, cikgu. Bola jaring. Cikgu, saya nak duduk semang-semang je boleh, cikgu? Okey.
Okey, nah kunci store saya bagi dekat awak. Awak ambil sendiri barang-barang yang awak nak main. Dan jangan sepak-sepak kat tahu barang dalam store ni.
Cikgu sentiasa bersemangat.
Okey, murid-murid semua. Dah ready untuk tarian joget kita hari ni? Okey, bagus. Ready. Cikgu pun dah ready. Extra ready. Okey? Alah, tarian ke hari ni? Bosanlah cikgu. Aduh. Okey, ready. Masuk ke tempat. Masuk. Masuk. Empat penjuru, pusing. K-pop, cikgu, K-pop. Apa? Lagu K-pop? Awak janji lepas saya buka lagu K-pop, awak akan menari lagu tarian joget ni betul-betul. Okey? Janji Buka K-pop, cikgu buka K-pop, cepat.
Cikgu asyik-asyik bola.
Okey, Assalamualaikum semua murid-murid. Semua sihat hari ni? Okey, hari ni kita akan main bola. Nah, bola. Okey, semua murid-murid kumpul. Hari ni siapa tak datang? Semua datang, bagus. Nah, ambil bola, pergi main dekat padang. Cikgu tunggu kat sini. Okey, Assalamualaikum semua murid-murid. Hari ni sihat? Kamu nak main apa hari ni? Hari ni saya ada bola je. Kita main bola lagi.
Wow, I know everyone is happy to watch the video. Okay, next I will proceed to the definitions of physical education. Physical education involves an instruction that given by teachers to do physical exercise or game, especially in class. So, let's proceed to the objective of physical education. First is to improve the physical fitness. According to the US Government Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotions, physical activity can help to reduce the risk of health issue, which is heart disease, stroke, hypertension, and certain type of cancer. Children who are exposed to the physical education tend to be more active, which helps set them up for a lifetime of a good physical health. The second objective is to improve social skill. Students may learn how to negotiate better and communicate better, and they may take a leadership roles in their class. So they will have ability to resolve the conflict in fair among the member. The third objective is body awareness. Physical education helps individuals become more aware of their own bodies, including their abilities and limitations. Every student is a unique. They have their own strengths and abilities. Students also can learn how certain activities can impact to others, such as stretching before running to prevent injury. They also may learn that every body is different. The objective number 4 is skill development. Skill development is the major part of physical education, especially with younger students. This include the developing of locomotor skill and non-locomotor skill. The example of locomotor skill is walking, running, jumping, skipping, and leaping. And non-motor skill is like balancing, pushing, pulling, bending, stretching, and twisting. It is important to students to know about it, but teacher also need to have answer maju. We cannot force them to do in one day. Last objective in physical education is personality development. Physical education can help to improve student personality as well as their physical fitness. It also can improve students' confidence and self-esteem, and even create higher level of discipline. The personality change typically improve performance in school, work, or social setting. Do you think physical education is not important? Let's watch the next explanation. The importance of physical education is to encourage the healthy and active lifestyle throughout the school body. For example, when you are teaching PJK subject in your school, you need to teach them about the healthy lifestyle and physical activity to all your students, not only certain students. The second one is nurture sportsmanship in all aspect of competition. Sebagai contoh adalah Hari Sukan Sekolah. Kebanyakan guru dan murid sentiasa bersemangat untuk menyokong rumah sukan masing-masing, dan semangat kesukanan inilah yang perlu ada pada setiap guru dan murid. The third one is widen experience and enjoyment. Do you happy when you are doing physical activities? Of course, yes. The important physical education number 4 is create a passion for active recreations and sport. Do you have favorite sports, or do you have favorite physical activity? Of course, yes, you have. For example, you are like to doing cycling, running, or jogging with your friend. The last one is as a student enrich their own potential in sport. For example, teacher teach certain skill to the student. So, if the student have potential to join the sport in school, so the teacher need to teach them more about the skill development. Next, I will proceed to the characteristic of physical education. First is provide opportunities. Teacher need to give opportunities to students. For example, give them chance to give opinion, to give new knowledge, and then to share the experience. For students, it's provide opportunities for students to evaluate how concept and constructions such as culture, disability, race, class, and gender are shaped. The second characteristic of physical education is involve all of students. It's provide of all of groups, irrespective of educational setting, with access to a wide and empowering range of knowledge, skill and value. It means recognizing and accommodating the different starting point, learning rates and previous experience of individual students. In characteristic of physical education, it must have the developmental approach. Students develop and learn at different rate and different way by constructing a new knowledge and understanding in the way which link their learning to their previous experience. The developmental approach of curriculum framework accommodates this need. It must be responsive. It also be responsive to social and technological change and meet student needs arising from the change of process. The last characteristic of physical education is makes complete environment for learning. It compasses in learning environment, teaching method, the resource of provided for learning, the system of assessment, and the school ethos and the way in which students and staff behave toward the others. All of these provide experience from which students to learn.
Hi everyone, thank you to Aiman Shahad that have explained about physical education. Now it's my turn to explain or to share with you guys about sport. So in my part, I will cover 5 points, which is definition, objective, characteristic, category, and types. So, what is definition of sport? Sport is an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment or for competition. Okay? So, what is the objective for sport? They have 3 objectives, which is learn how to perform better, how to be better teammates, and third is to improve or to encourage ongoing in skill and personal development. So this is the objective of sport. Next, I will share about you guys. Next, I will share about characteristic in sport. So they have 2 characteristics, which is competitive and organized. So in competitive term, either against an opponent of against oneself. So that means is in a competition have 2 teams. So one of the participant must be declared as a victor. Okay, so the second character is organized, which is in sport we have rule and regulation of the sport. For example, badminton, so must have a rule and regulation in badminton. So maybe rule and regulation between badminton and squash, badminton and netball is different. So rule and regulation based on the sport. So the another point in organized is in sport must have a coach. Coach, that means individual that are responsible to train and the athlete. Okay, so next I will share you about the category of sport. So I will share you category which in terms of static exercise and dynamic exercise. So this exercise is relate each other. So different sport so have different static and dynamic, and maybe certain sport will have same static and dynamic. Okay, so before that I want to explain or to share with you guys what is mean by dynamic exercise. So dynamic, you must remember, involve changes in muscle length and muscle joint movement with rhythmic contractions. So that's all you must know. And static exercise mean involve development of large intramuscular force with little or no change in muscle length or joint movement. So the key word is large intramuscular have force, ataupun in a simple way is force yang ada ketika melakukan sukan tu mesti ada sikit ataupun tak ada pun perubahan dari segi panjang muscle dan pergerakan joint tu. Faham tak? I hope you guys understand what I have shared with you guys right now. So for more clear and for more understanding, so let's see this table. This is example category that I have found, which is we can category them with low static and low dynamic. What is sport in low static and low dynamic? So here is bowling. Another example is cricket. So we can here we can see about swimming. So swimming under high dynamic and moderate static. So another example that I can share with you guys is running in terms of a middle distance. So running have many running, but apa yang saya maksudkan adalah running in middle distance or running in sprint and so on. So another example that I can share with guys here is high dynamic and high static. Here is rowing. So another example maybe boxing and cycling. Okay, I hope this table will give you more understand about category in terms of static and dynamic exercise. So last subtopic in sport, which is types of sport. Here I list 4 types of sport, which is individual sport, team sport, partner sport, and extreme. Okay, individual sport such as badminton in single category. Okay, so team, we can divide team in 4 category is invasion, net, striking and fielding, and lastly is target. I need you guys to share what is the example for invasion, net, striking and fielding. Also the last one is target. What sport? What example of the sport in invention, net, striking and fielding, and also the last one, target. So write down your answer in check box area. Okay, partner, types of sport in terms of partner is maybe badminton in double category. Okay, double category. And the last one is extreme sport such as paintball. Okay, so you guys have heard about physical education from Aimasha and sport from me. Did you guys think what is a difference between physical education and sport? Did you know? Let me share with you guys what is a difference between physical education and sport. Here, the difference between physical education and sport. We can differentiate them into 3 points. The first point is definition. The second point is acquisition. Sorry if I pronounce in the wrong way. And the third point is application. Okay, so that's all from me. I will pass to my friends.
I know it's difficult, guys. I know because you want to win. I know that, guys. I know you want to win. But you have to learn to play football with courage. Our best thing in our season is because it doesn't matter where we were, we play with a fucking character, with courage to play. For what? To arrive to the final. What sense is arrive to the final and don't do what we have done on the season? Because at the end, we'll have to go in quarterfinals in one place in Champions League, guys. And you have to show who we are. And that is the test you have to do. As we play short here, always to find Nico, Vini, Dino, Gundo. You pass the ball to find that. You pass the ball because they jump. And when they jump, the space is scared. They don't jump, he's alone. Turn, go, commit. They don't commit, why do you have to commit? Because they jump. He slides the ball. When the ball is here, guys, when we are in that position, we pass. What is the space? He's scaling. When the ball is here like that, he's the lead. Okay, let's go.
First of all, if you did this before, it was because your coach stole from me. It's my copyright in the exercise.
Jose splits his squad into groups and turns today's training session into a competition. One that he'll referee.
Okay, change.
It's a tried and tested exercise designed to bring the team together.
Pink, yellow card, pink.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good evening to Dr. Ani Mazlinda Dewi and to all my classmates. So today I would like to teach you guys about the best practices that physical educators and sports coaches can use in their session. So the first one is the command style. So command style is a didactic style where the teachers make all the decisions. It is often described as a teacher-directed or autocratic. So students respond immediately to the stimulus or model provided by the teacher. So this style is used when the safety is paramount, or the time is of the essence, and application skills is required. So for example, a synchronized warm-up where the students follow the teacher. So the second one is practice style. So practice styles happens when the teacher demonstrates the task and sets up the opportunity for the learners to practice and develop. As the pupils carry out the prescribed task, the teacher will circulate the class by giving individual and group feedbacks. For example, teacher demonstrates on how to perform a jump shot in a basketball. As students practice their shooting technique, the teacher will go around the class and giving the feedback. So the third style that can be used by the physical educators and sports coaches is reciprocal style. So students will work together in pairs and take turns observing and giving feedbacks using performance criterion or a skill card, which was provided by the teacher. As the student completed the task, the teacher will circulate the group and provide the feedback and through the observer. For example, students are in pairs using a skill card on how to digging in volleyball and take turns towards each other, coaching each other. Meanwhile, the teacher moves around the class and giving feedback to the students coaching. So the fourth practice that can be used by the physical educators or sports coaches is self-check. So self-check is similar to reciprocal style, but except students work on their own. So teacher provides pupils with the performance criteria or a skill card, which includes a visual reference for fault correction. So this style allows students to practice and self-correct their own time and evaluate their own learning. The teacher circulates the class and works in conjunction with students to set targets and goals. So which means, as reciprocal, they work in pairs, but for self-check, they work individually and they check themselves whether the technique is correct or not. For example, they want to learn about digging, so they have to know this step and they can refer to the visual reference provided by the teacher, so they can self-check and correct the technique by their own. So the fifth practice that can be used by the physical educators and sports coaches is inclusion style. So teacher plans and sets out a variety of tasks which has differentiated levels of difficulty. So pupils decide whether which task is most appropriate for their abilities. So these tasks provide a personalized and developmental approach to learning. For example, teacher come up with a certain plan, certain levels of difficulty which match the ability of certain students. For example, students with weak ability has to learn the basics of a certain skill. For example, a weak student needs to learn chest pass before they can go to the next stage, which is bounce pass. So the next example for inclusion styles in physical education and sports coaching is providing equal access to students with disability on including them in the training session. So for example, we can see that if you want to make a drill about digging in volleyball, so we can ask the person or students without disability to sit and play and make the drill, the digging drill, while sitting, and we reduce the height of the net to a certain extent where the ball can be passed through pass over the net easily. So it will make the person who has disability feel much valued and appreciated. So that's all from me. I hope you guys can understand all the practices that I have explained just now, and you can use this style in your future as a physical education teacher. So next, my partner Steve will teach you guys about the issues in physical education and sports coaching. Thank you.
Greetings to my fellow classmates and our lecturer, Dr. Ani. For today, I am going to discuss the issue in physical education in schools. One serious problem today is not having qualified PE teachers in schools. PE teachers not only teach PE as a secondary subject. In some schools, most of the PE teachers are women who are not only unqualified to teach PE but do not have the necessary knowledge and passion for the sports. They are appointed simply because there are not enough qualified PE teachers in the schools. The next one is lack of facilities in schools. That signifies that the students are not receiving their rights of having a sufficient and available and well-maintained school facilities. Indication of having these poor facilities are poor condition facilities, insufficient sports equipment, limited facilities, and poor storage management. The next issue is the lack of interest in students. Students nowadays have lack of interest in physical education, causing them to have lack of engagement in any physical activities in schools. Today, kids are more sedentary than ever, due to in part to the enormous amount of time spent on phones, computers, and engaging with social media. So for the next one is issue in sport. One of the issue in sport coaching is understanding individuals' athlete personality and how to best motivate them. Each one of us develop a personal view of how motivation works, our own model on what motivates people, and different people have different drive of motivation. This causes issues in coaching athletes. The next issue is the athlete's personal life balance. If you're an athlete, by the time you reach college and in the years that you play past, your sports have become a huge part of your everyday life. An athlete's life is made up of trainings, games, memorizing playbooks, attending meetings, taking care of your body, and other treatment-related obligations. Sometimes these circumstances can be overwhelming to some athletes and coaches, affecting their personal life balance. Another common issue is sports coaching. It is managing the team dynamics. If the athletes do not have the team first mentality, this creates a non-united team, resulting in problem in team performance and relationship. Now we are moving on to ways to improve. First one is create a fun environment. We can do this by creating mini games, doing sports camps with our athletes or students. By doing this, we can create a greater bond within the team. The next one is improve technical and sport-specific skills of coach. We can do this by going into workshops and upgrade coaching badge expertise. The next one is keep athletes engaged with their sport and deal with competing priorities. Advise the athletes to meet sports psychologists to keep focus. If the severity of the issue rises, consult psychiatrists. So for the next one is characteristic of a phenomenal coach. This is done by a survey or by evolution of athletes in 2014. The first one is focus on the athlete as a whole person. 65% of them agreed. Strong communication skills and ability to teach, 55 of them agreed. Looking for techniques and tools, 53 of them agreed. That is all from our group. I want to thank you all for your participation and your attention. That is all from us. Thank you.